He set his wedding ring on the kitchen counter next to his house keys. Didn't even look me in the eye. I'm done, Clara. I've been done for 10 years. 25 years of marriage. 2 kids raised, a home paid off, a silver anniversary coming up in 3 months, obliterated in 10 seconds. I just stood there holding a kitchen towel, watching his taillights disappear down the driveway. No fight. No scream. No, we need to talk. Just a clean, surgical cut. I thought he was having a midlife crisis. I thought maybe there was another woman. God, I wish it had been as simple as an affair. The real reason he left is so much worse. If you're new here, subscribe. I post a new story every day. Okay, so let's piece this together, because when a man walks out after a quarter of a century, your mind immediately goes to the usual suspects. Is he cheating? Is he hidden in debt? Has he been living a secret double life? Clara, the woman sharing this story, was completely blindsided. She spent the first 48 hours calling his cell, calling his brother, checking location apps, nothing. David had completely ghosted her. Now, I don't care how mad you are at someone, after 25 years, leaving a spouse to sit alone in an empty house with 0 answers. That's a level of cold I can't even fathom. On the 3rd day, Clara's daughter, Megan, came over to help her go through David's home office. They were looking for financial papers, bank statements, anything that could explain why a 52-year-old accountant suddenly packed 2 suitcases and vanished. And that's when Megan pulled out a locked steel box from the bottom drawer of his desk. Wait, read that part again. A locked box that had been sitting in that desk for 20 years. Clara had to use a screwdriver to force the latch open. Inside, no money, no secret phone, just a stack of medical records, medical journals, and a thick envelope with Clara's name on it in David's neat handwriting. I'll be honest, I didn't expect what came next. Clara opened the envelope, thinking it was a confession letter about a mistress. Instead, it was a medical document from 2014. 12 years ago. It was an official diagnosis report from a neurologist. David had been diagnosed with early-stage Huntington's disease, a genetic, degenerative neurological disorder. And he had kept it a complete secret from his entire family for over a decade. If your partner hid a terminal, degenerative condition from you for over 10 years to protect you, would you feel loved or completely betrayed? Let me know below. Clara sat on the floor of that office with her daughter, holding this paper, unable to breathe. Because Huntington's isn't just something that affects one person. It's genetic. There's a 50% chance each child inherits it. Which meant, Megan and her brother, Ryan, were potentially carrying the exact same severe condition. And David had known this while watching his kids graduate college. He knew this while planning their futures. He hid it because his own father had died from Huntington's, and David had watched his mother crumble under the caregiver burden. David had made a silent, terrifying vow when he was younger: he would never make Clara watch him deteriorate the way his mother watched his father. Now here's where I'd have lost it. Instead of sitting his family down, instead of letting them make a choice together, David decided to play God with their lives. He managed his early symptoms in total secret, medications hidden in his gym bag, private doctor appointments taken on lunch breaks. He spent 12 years carrying a death sentence entirely alone. And as the cognitive decline and tremors started getting harder to hide this past year, he realized his time was up. He knew if he stayed, Clara would become his full-time nurse. He knew he would slowly lose his mind and body in front of her. So, in his sick, twisted logic, he decided the kindest thing he could do was make Clara hate him. He figured if he walked out, pretended he was heartless, and let her think he didn't love her anymore, she would move on. She would be angry, but she wouldn't be destroyed by watching him die piece by piece. I mean, can you imagine carrying that kind of burden in complete isolation for 12 years? Is it noble to sacrifice your own family's trust to spare them pain, or is it the ultimate form of arrogance? The letter in the box explained everything. David wrote, "Clara, if you were reading this, I am already gone. By the time my body betrays me, I want you to remember me as the man who walked away, not the man who dragged you down into the dark. Don't look for me." Asterisk. He had rented a tiny apartment 3 towns over near an assisted living facility. He intended to live out his remaining independent months alone, isolated, waiting for the end. He thought he was being a hero. He thought he was saving her. But Clara didn't feel saved. She felt robbed. She felt robbed of 12 years of honesty, robbed of the chance to support her husband, and horrified for her children who now needed to be tested for a terrifying condition. Megan and Clara got in the car that exact same afternoon. They drove straight to the address listed on his private medical billing sheets. When Clara knocked on that apartment door and David opened it, he broke down. He couldn't hold the fake monster persona anymore. He fell to his knees in that doorway and sobbed. Clara didn't scream at him. She knelt right down on the floor, wrapped her arms around his shoulders, and pulled his head into her chest. She told him, "You don't get to decide how I love you. We promised in sickness and in health, 25 years ago. You don't get to take that promise away from me." David came home that night. He is currently undergoing specialized care, supported by Clara, Megan, and Ryan. The kids have chosen to get tested together, standing as a united front. It isn't a happy ending in the traditional sense, the diagnosis hasn't changed, and the road ahead is going to be brutally difficult for all of them. But they are facing it together. Sometimes people think that protecting the ones they love means carrying the world entirely on their own shoulders. But love isn't about shielding someone from the heavy stuff, it's about sharing the weight so neither person gets crushed under it. Was David right to try to protect his family this way, or was he wrong to keep such a massive secret for 12 years? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear your perspective on this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for a brand new story every single day. Stay strong out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.